Hey guys, Jeff with Half-Assed Gaming. I'm back. I'm trying out this music thing today, so hopefully that works out. Just gonna set up the video here for you real quick. Let's see what we got. Hello, I'm wearing glasses today, so you're going to see crazy reflection on my face. I will try not to look at the camera directly too much, because then it will blind you. If it weren't for my forehead, of course. Anywho. So there seems to be a lot of confusion about something that is mostly necessary for making mods work with Blendertools, and that is the pre and post information for the mod. So I'm going to go over what it is that you need to do specifically today, right now, in front of you, and that way you will know what exactly needs to happen. So first of all, in your games, in your folder with your Steam library, so I have mine custom set up in a different directory under D, but normally it would be under C: program files, Steam library, etc. Okay, so you're gonna go there, Steam library, Steam apps, common, American Truck Simulator, all this right here, all these SCS files right here, that is your base up here, base SCS, as well as all of the other SCS files, your T680, your W900, your Arizona heavy cargo pack, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, etc., 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 and so on and so forth. Okay, so when I'm talking about base, right, when I talk about what you need for base, this is base, okay? This is def and base. Those two things are the core of modding. It gives you all of your shared files. It gives you all of your definitions files that tell the game what everything's all about, what the accessories are that goes with each truck and stuff like that. In this case, it's not trucks because those are individual defs, but specifically the stock trailers and stuff, those defs are all in here. Okay, so over in this window you'll see that I have def and base here. We can get rid of these SII files because you don't need those. I also unpack all of the states too, which you don't necessarily need to do to have the base activated. I just do it just because it's habit. So to start, you need to have the SCS extractor that is available on SCS's website through their wiki modding page. Okay, I will put the address in the description. What we're going to do is we're going to drop def onto here, like so. Okay, and you're going to see this extractor window come up, okay? Alexa's talking to me, and I didn't say anything to her, so I love that. Once that window disappears like it just did, that's when you know it's done. If you click out of that window or don't let it complete, you're not going to get the full base. Okay, so very important that you leave that there. So now we have to do the base. So the base takes a little while, so you're gonna have to bear with me a bit. I'll talk through it, but this can take 10 minutes or so. and you can see it's already unpacking a crazy amount of information here. What we're gonna do once we do that is I'm gonna make a we can leave this in here, that's fine. We can actually do that. Let's do that. So we'll do, this is going to be the pre folder. I'll do pre-pics. And I'll show you what goes into that folder. So the most important part of this is going to be, the shared files are nice, and when you import stock SCS trucks, you're going to need the shared files, but the real thing is the material folder here. If you go on material, environment is what we're looking for. Okay, it has all your mirror reflections, it has all your exterior reflections, it has your interior reflections. All of these are necessary to make the truck have the correct materials on the inside, so that's very important to have in your truck mod. And like I showed you in the video previous to this, you just delete the things that you don't need once you convert them. The game contains all of these things, so you don't need to duplicate them in your mod. A lot of people do that, and what happens is when there's an update that comes down the pipe, and in your mod you have an environmental file from, say, 130 or 131, and now it's 133, it can make signs disappear. Like the signs will be there, but there's no text and stuff like that. So anytime you see those kinds of things, that's what you're looking for, is the fact that it's the wrong version of those material files, which don't need to be there. So that can be troublesome. See, as you can see, this is taking a good amount of time. So you don't want to X out of this, because it's not gonna have extracted everything. Like, it looks like it's all there, when you quickly glance at it, but it isn't necessarily. So I'll show you the other shared things here. I don't know if they're extracted fully yet, but so if you go into vehicle, you'll see share here. A lot of these are, it hasn't even loaded them yet. It's just got the, but anyway, the things in here are fairly important. Well, definitely important because it has models in there, but in here you're gonna have a share file. Under upgrade, you're gonna have a shared file. So, I mean, you can go really crazy and copy all those things, as well as under trailer. You'll have a share file here as well. And those are all like shared textures between all the items and stuff like that. So, very, very important to have those available for you if you're making a new mod, making a new truck, whatever. Like I said, importing an SCS truck, it's going to tell you that there's a problem every time if you don't have those shared folders available, because it's looking for them. It uses, you know, those trucks use those textures every time, so. Okay, so that window is closed now. So if I go in here and go to truck, say, and then share, these are the shared items. All right, so here's what we're doing. The trick with this, okay, is that you also need the hookup, just to let you know. So pre-picks, we're going to do, we're going to copy unit, vehicle, and material, and we're going to put them in pre-picks. And then we're going to remove the things we don't need. It's just easier that way, in my opinion. Everybody's different, of course. Almost there. All right, so now under vehicle, we don't need AI, we don't need driver, we don't need trailer owned, we don't need wheel, right? Because if we go under wheel, there's no share. If we go under truck, there's a share there, so we're going to keep that for now. Trailer, there's no share under there. That was owned trailer, excuse me. Under regular trailer, there's a share, so we want to save that. And we're going to save this share. So we're going to delete these things like that. All right, so we got those things. We got the unit hookup file. These are all very important. These are the things that you need to make flares work on your truck and your trailer. So you want to hang on to those. And your material. All right, so you don't need anything but environment for a truck. If you want to save the material database file, that can also be useful. You can plug that into Blendertools, and it will tell you if there's any changes in the materials that the game is able to support, and that way you don't necessarily need to wait for a update to Blendertools to provide that file for you. So we're going to go here to there, and then there to there, and delete. Okay, so here's our environment stuff. These are all just DDS files and TOBJs. Okay, like so. So that's good. So that's our pre-picks file. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this, or I could even cut this really, and drag it out here, paste. So now we're going to go here, and then we're going to go to converter picks. We're going to drop this onto converter picks. Oh, I see what I did. We're going to have to cancel this. I gotta wait for it to be done, unfortunately. It's looking for materials because I left some of the models in there, which we don't need. The other weird thing about this is if you stop it from working, it like has a heart attack, so I just let it go through. Then you can just delete this folder. So what I'm gonna do then is, let's see, because it's got vehicle share models. Do we have anything that we need in there? Cable connectors. The cable connector models are good. We'll just delete the rest of these things. And see, those have PMDs, so they're going to be looking for automats, so we want to make sure that we have those as well. So that's fine. Let's see, this is... that's going to be looking for an automat, so let's do this. We'll leave the W pass in there. We'll leave the trailer cables in there. We'll leave the toolbox in there. Maybe the beacon. We don't need it. Maybe the interior decorator. Okay. So now we get our shared files. So what you can do to get around this pretty easily is just copy this whole automat file and put it in here. It's just easier. You're never going to find all the correct automats. This way converter picks will just do the ones that it needs. So if I do this now, you're going to come up here and it's pulling those automats. It's not having the errors like it was before. I know it's hard to see because it's going pretty fast, but yeah, it's just looking for, now it's finding the automats, but there's no PMDs, which is fine. Doesn't really matter for those. All right, so now if we go here, we should see the cable connectors in PIT and PIM, which we do have. And the generic textures, so the black and the white. Now you'll notice that it's missing something, which is the hookup file. So you take unit, copy, paste, so this is what's in when you convert, when you have a mod that you're doing, like a new truck, right? And you download this truck and you want to make some edits to it. And you drop this stuff into that folder. Right, I'll show you the one that I have, which is under here. Right, so this is all just the TOBJs and whatever, like I was just showing you. And I even took the automats out of this because I removed all the models, but sometimes you want the models, so leaving them in there is fine too. So this is what you need, right? So you drop, like I was showing you here, you drop this drop this pre, and we'll name this post. Oops. Post pics. All right, so there's post pics, there's pre pics. So you take these, copy that, copy this into your truck that you want to do, and then you hit the conversion, right? So you drop your truck onto the converter pics, it converts it, and then you put this stuff back into the mod that was converted. The reason why is sometimes converter pics doesn't convert all of those environmental files quite right for some reason, but it will do it from the base every time correctly. So that's why you drop it in after as well. The pre is just so that converter pics doesn't come up with any errors saying like you didn't have these environmental files. That way they're already there. It's like, oh, we're all set, we're going to convert these, no problem. So the that's why you do both a pre and a post. But that's what those are for, and that's what they are, and that's how they work. So anytime you see me saying, okay, we're going to drop the pre in there, and then we're going to convert it, and then afterwards I say, okay, now we're going to drop the post into the expanded file. You know, so it's all there. This is exactly what you need to do. Laid out pretty straightforward, I think. So if you have any more questions about it, please let me know. But that is exactly what needs to be in those files you'll see in the post. You get your shared file here. You get your trailer shared files. Oh, that's why, because I didn't get rid of all the trailers. Haha. Anyway, these don't need to be in here. But anyway, you'd have just the shared file here. And then in the truck, you'd have the share file there. And in the upgrade, these as well, if you wanted to include them. The WPass is nice because you can put that, the weighbridge thing, and then the trailer cables in case you needed to see them on your truck, you can load them in right there, stuff like that. So, but again, it's just really the shared folders, so you don't need all the rest of the stuff. It's just nice to have. But that is how you perform pre and post for your Blendertools when you load in your truck. So I hope that helps you guys, and tomorrow is the merriest of Christmases for you all. So I hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you soon.